Hey guys, DT here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a brand new episode of Boom Beach. This episode is going to feature one of the most recent challenges that I've posed to my task force, and this one here includes GBE only. As you can see in the chat, I did say that people could have boosted. So let's take a look at 3 attacks, and actually attacks of 3 players. So first we're going to take a look at the failed attack, and then we're going to take a look at the victory. So just so you guys know, this challenge was accepted over 50 times, and my task force was really going for it. And of course, as always, as usual, they were able to rock this out and be total Superman. So Matt Hunter was the first one to jump in, and he basically paved the way and kind of exposed the weakness of the base, and then figured out how to get through the attack to win. So let's take a look at his victory attack, and this was not his second. He's actually done a few, so I'm only going to show you the first and the last of everybody who's attempted and won, which we only had 3 people who were able to do that. So let's take a look at Matt's attack over here, and the key here was to remove the shock launchers and the rocket launcher. You actually cannot see one of the rocket launchers because it is perfectly camouflaged behind all of the trees, but removing that is really essential, because then after you drop a few boxes of critters behind the base or behind the HQ of the base, you're farming for GBE, and that will help you out to continue and remove some of the nearby defenses. And then what Matt is going to do is he is going to control the range of the defenses and shock them appropriately to take down the boom cannon and the flamethrowers. Now, what is really interesting here is that my flamethrower is close enough to where if you drop the critters just 1 inch, 1 square too close, it is going to activate the flamethrower and activate the hot pot. So the hot pot here is definitely really strategic, and removing sort of the hot pot is going to be very difficult with only GBE. So what Matt did here is he relied on only 5 critters, guys. All you see over there is 5 crits that are going to take down my base in the remaining time, and this is going to be a beautiful takedown. So anything is possible. You can literally go in and try to attempt a takedown with nothing but your GBE, guys. How awesome would that be? Well, I guess you still have to have your troops trained, because otherwise you cannot start the attack, but here we are showing you that you actually don't have to deploy any of the troops, at least to bring me down. So if you guys want to take on that challenge and see if you can attack real players' bases with nothing but GBE, and if you can win, I would love to see that from you guys. I would love to see the footage if you're able to record, or at least just screenshots of the victory in your record of all the attacks, just so I can see that you guys have not actually deployed any troops. I think that would be a really cool challenge. I am challenging you, just like I challenged my team, to go ahead and take that up. It is really so much fun. I am going to also try that myself with other members of the task force. And here is Till Daddy, who is the second player who has first attempted multiple times to bring down the base, wasn't able to do that, and then was able to perfectly execute and actually bring down my base. So let's take a look at what he did. The strategy overall is pretty similar. There are a few changes that people, put in here and there, and it just all comes down to individual gameplay. Now, also keep in mind that the higher your level of critters are, the more critters you get in every throw. So that is something that I actually did not consider when first throwing this challenge down. But even if you got 1 extra critter, it's not going to make that much of a difference. So I kind of, I guess, discounted that when setting up that challenge. So here is Till Daddy for his final attack, and this is going to be a successful attack. You guys are seeing my statues boosting over here, because at the time this was happening, the Mega Crab was still on the map. So also stay tuned for the Mega Crab episode, where I'm going to show you how far I've been able to get, because I've only posted 2 videos so far, and the last stage that I showed you was stage 18. So this one here was a really beautiful execution. Keep an eye once again on the critters, and look at that hot pot, and that's exactly what I was talking about just a second ago. If you throw critters and they just end up having like that one extra square of exposure, you are going to end up having the hotbar activated, and that is not what you want to do, because that just means that your critters are going to get taken down, and basically this is where it ends. So we're really close end over here. Once again, just a few critters left, and those few critters are going to bring down my HQ and once again prove me that my task force is absolutely awesome, brilliant people, and they can bring my base down with nothing but the GBE. So let's go ahead and wait until this is over, and then we're going to jump into a third and a final attack of the last person who was able to bring down the base, and that is going to be Mr. Tinnis. So we are also going to take a look at the first attack, you know how this works, and then we're going to take a look at the last attack. I'm going to go really quick here because I am also going to try and fit in a little bit of the footage from the Mega Crab that I recorded last night, and just talk you guys through just a little bit. I really have been enjoying Mega Crab big time. The critter bats are just brilliant. I love having them. They make the world of the difference. Having the critter containers located on the map, you know, and activating them, opening them up so you can distract the shock launchers, rocket launchers, and it just really has been one of the most amazing Mega Crabs. I guess we haven't had that many, but this one is definitely my favorite. So I'm gonna show you just a little snippet of one of the attacks, and then, like I said, stay tuned for a full-on dedicated video on the Mega Crab shortly after this one. So this is where Tinnis is not going to be able to bring my base down, and I think Tinnis have kind of forgotten then that throwing the med kit on the critters actually doesn't work, because critters, well, they are mechanical beasts, and I guess throwing med kit on them is just really not going to ever work. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Supercell will consider and they will change the rules and the mechanics, and the med kit will eventually heal critters. I think that would make things a little rough, because then you have a bit of unfair advantage if you are able to, well, you know, to properly manage your medkit throw. So I don't know if it's gonna happen. Maybe it will. Let me know in comments below if you actually would like for that to be one of the features, if you think that healing up critters would be something that you guys would want to see in the game. So let's take a look at the last attack over here, and this is Tinnis bringing me down. And what he's gonna do first is basically very similarly to what everybody else did. So execution ultimately ends up being very similar. You have to get rid of the rocket launchers, you have to get rid of the shock launchers, and of course you have to be really careful with the hot pot, because it is a flaming beast, and yeah, it is going to bring down critters in just one little blow of the fire. So Tinnis actually is not going to wait too long to bring down some of the defenses directly behind my HQ. So for instance, Still Daddy and Matt waited a bit longer until the remaining critters were already on their way to the boom cannon and whatnot. So he's gonna do it relatively quickly as he's collecting more GBE, and he's doing it similarly with the shock and the box of critters. Once more, the flamethrower there had damaged quite a few critters, but nonetheless they took down the boom cannon and took down the flamethrower as well. Now his critters are going to collect around the HQ, and they're perfectly outside of the range of the defenses that are nearby. And one of the things that's still activated and kind of within the range is the machine gun, but really quickly here it takes out the critters that were within the range, and then the entire base once again comes down and just falls down victim to just a few critters, guys. At the end, all it took was between 3 to 5 critters to bring down my entire HQ. So I hope you enjoyed this challenge. I challenge you to go ahead and try to attack real players bases or NPC bases and see if you can bring them down with nothing but GBE. I would love to see the footage. I would like to see the screenshots of you showing the victory or losses if you guys were really close. So let me know if you want to take down the challenge, and if you do, comment below and tell me that you're accepting the challenge. But for now, let's go ahead and hop over and see a few minutes of the Mega Crab, and I think this was stage 25, so let's go ahead and check that out. Alright guys, so last night at the time that I was challenging the team to do this, I was just about ready to finish stage 25. Right now I'm actually on stage 32 and I'm really hoping that I will be able to get through at least 35 stages before Mega Crab is over. Right now I only have 6 hours and 27 minutes left in my time zone for Mega Crab, and hopefully I'll be able to complete that. This has been something that I wanted to do for myself. I know it is not really far into the stages, and I didn't get to be in the world's leaderboard, but at least for myself I want to get to a level 35 or more. But this was last night and I was getting through stage 25. It took me, I think, 3 attacks, so this was my 3rd attack, and my troops were actually boosted. I was boosting the health and the troop damage, and also I was boosting one of my GBE masterpieces to bring it up to double that. And right now my highest GBE masterpiece is, I think, 37%. Let me just double check really quickly. Yes, it is 37%. So I was boosting that as well, but a really easy takedown over here. I actually felt that stage 25 was really quite easy. To be quite honest, I thought that stage 24 was a bit more challenging. Right now I'm in stage 32 and stage 31 was quite easy. Stage 30 was more difficult for me, and I'm trying to switch out troop combos as well. I've been doing a lot of tortures, a lot of teammates, and also of course a lot of the hookah combo. Now guys, throughout this Mega Crab, I've been able to start so many upgrades. I'm so happy that I'm doing this and, you know, and getting through stages. But I've upgraded my armory, so right now my armory is level 21. I've upgraded my tanks. I'm currently upgrading my Zukas to level 21. I'm upgrading my I can't think of a word. What is the word? My weapon lab. And after that, I'm going to upgrade my my gunboat. So it has been an amazing opportunity to get so much loot, and I do hope that you guys are participating. The Scary Mortar has been amazing, really challenging, makes things a lot more difficult than it would have been if we did not have the Scary Mortar, because it just kind of throws you off and makes it hard to navigate your troops. But let me know in comments below how far you've gotten. In the next video, I'll show you more of my Mega Crab journey, and hopefully we can talk more about Mega Crab in that video as well. But for now, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know in comments below if you're going to take up the GB only challenge, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget, smack that like button. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!